Hello everyone, my name is Sophia. I'm a 5th year medical student, and today I'm really happy to have you here because I'm going through this type of video some way because it's the kind of video I was thinking of when I started this YouTube channel, right? No editing, no cuts, just me telling a story. Because the main theme of the day is achieving your goals during summer. And I'm gonna make you connect a lot with this concept because I'm gonna show you how I got that, how I'm doing everything I always not only dreamed of doing during summer, but planned on, struggle getting, everything, right? And the story, oh my gosh. That's interesting, at least. So let's get started with it, and little by little we'll be talking about what I've learned and what I really would have loved to hear. All of the summers I felt I was wasting year after year. So let's get to it. So this summer I went on a extra rotation in a very specific area of medicine, which is the intensive care unit. Wow, that's something big, honestly. And there's a reason for me to be doing such a crazy thing, because normally people would rather to go to the beach. It makes sense. I have been to the beach too. But the thing is, after a long term or a year, literally, of my 4th year of medical school, why would I still like to wake up early, get to the hospital, like I've been doing over and over again the whole year? Why, right? Here's the story. So, I chose a subject last year, endoscopy, that it wasn't compulsory, which means I literally chose to go through that subject. And during the rotation, which means you wake up and you have to get to this section, for instance, the endoscopy section at 9 o'clock, important. You finish at 12, yeah? Normally we have this time lapse timetable and, gap for rotation. And then we have lectures from 8 to 9 and then more lectures from 12 till 5. Now, I remember going there, and one day, like the 4th day or something like that, I was late. But it wasn't really the first time. I'm thinking of, it was the 3rd time, at least out of 4 only, that I was late. Literally, I had to get there like at 9 o'clock, and I will get there normally at 10, 10:30, like, who do you think you are, girl? But look, I was tired at that time and I wanted to go to the gym. The schedules wouldn't fit me, so I would wake up at 6, go to the gym, and then to rotation. That was difficult. So I didn't really reach the timing. And the chief of the section, which means the oldest, more knowledge endoscopist told me, I love your attitude. Oh my gosh, which attitude? I'm running late daily. And that was insane to hear, because I thought he was laughing at me. I literally thought he was kidding, and I just couldn't stop it. I said, but I'm always late. What do you really love about my attitude? And he was like, I don't care. I've noticed you're late, but when you're here, you are paying attention. You are asking us real good questions. You stay for longer if you feel like there's something else you can understand better, or get to know even more. And I was shocked because I was just doing me. Yeah, I know I was running late, but I couldn't skip the gym because that was something I wanted to do. And he could see through all of that. I mean, I wasn't making things easy to see them through. I could have been seen as someone who didn't care about the practices, right? She's late, whatever. But no, instead, he saw something in me. And this is interesting because he definitely shifted my head. He did something significant by saying what he thought about me, because it wasn't just, hey, I like your attitude. No, he also said, you're going to be a good doctor. I can see that. We need more doctors like you. Wow. That really made me feel the luckiest person on earth, even though I know I'm not the only one hearing these words, and I'm glad I'm not, because all of you out there have amazing potentials. So that's fantastic to know. But I got that's my experience, and that shifted me. And there's where he proposed that if I was really that interested, I could come during summer for some extra practice. Okay. We were talking endoscopy. We weren't talking intensive care unit. I'm telling you, because as you can see, I ended up at the intensive care unit, which has nothing to do. You shall see later why. Okay, so, great. I said yes, please. He gave me his phone number. Then we could, prepare things and be ready. And okay, so the year would end like July 1st or 2nd of July. Can't remember now clearly. Now today's the 14th August. And I was so tired. Everyone was. It was a devastating year. I mean, we learned a lot and whatever, but please, we needed to get some rest. And I failed somehow. Let me tell you why. I told him, yeah, I'll be there the first week of July. I'm not gonna fail. I'll be there. And look, I really was motivated. I really wanted to do it. Everything. Does it sound familiar to you? Do you ever get that feeling of, I'm gonna do this and this and this other thing during summer, but you end up doing nothing? Interesting. Okay, so follow up. And when the time got, it was the first week of July, I had to tell him, look, I'm really sorry. I'm not gonna get it. I'm not gonna do it. For now, I really want it. And he was such an understanding person. He is a great teacher. He's a fantastic doctor and everything. He was like, it's fine. We can find an any other time, whenever you want, he said, in fact. He's so nice. Thank you. Because then you get to see young students or young doctors, future doctors, encouraged. Okay, then after a month, I showed up. And I was like, hey, look, I'm really sorry, but I'm more thankful, even more thankful than sorry, because you've been patient, you trusted me, and I really appreciate that. Now I am ready, and I have enough energy to face this challenge. What do you think about the second week of August? He was like, I'm really happy. I love your attitude. Your attitude is going to take you places, but I'm not here. I'm on my vacation and it's not going to be possible. I mean, he still was the nicest. He really meant that my attitude was taking me places, but that wasn't enough. That's not enough for me. I went mad, in a great sense, because I said, no, I disagree. I didn't text him that back. I was like, hey, thank you. But I thought to myself, no, my attitude isn't taking me places, but my action is. So, nice, I have a great attitude, thank you, but I am going on extra practice no matter what. And then I remembered, that back then there was this great teacher from, this subject on 3rd grade, that I really liked. He was so nice. He was soft, soft voice and everything, but real good teacher. And I thought of him that he once said, yeah, if you like to come for extra practice, that's amazing. We love people that do that. Not everyone does it. And I remembered him, and I searched for his email, everything, and he wouldn't answer. And then I was like, you know what? Let's just show up. Let's just go to the hospital all dressed up with everything on, enter the intensive unit care, and show up. Let's see what happens. Oh boy. That's the second part of this story time. That was interesting as well. I had so much fun because I also was so shy. Like, that was crazy. What an embarrassment, unnecessary embarrassment. But got there. Woke up at 5 a.m. because I was so nervous I was gonna do that. Got there and everything. And there, I mean, yeah, we got there. I entered the room where they were discussing some things and, you know, organizing patients, and everyone was like, who is this? Because you clearly can see me wearing the same, you know, scrubs as you are, but I'm smaller. I look like a student, definitely. They look like doctors. Okay. Hey, hello. Everyone's shutting up. And he was looking at me because he's the chief, by the way, as well. And he was like, how can I help you? And I was like, well, you're my teacher. Perfect, that's what I came up with. And one on the back, like a fifth year resident, was like, oh, her teacher. Oh my gosh. They were so funny, by the way. And he was like, wow, great. And I said, well, you once said that if we wanted, we could come here for some extra practice and, you know, improving our skills. Oh my gosh. In Spain we say, tierra, trágame. And he was like, wow, yeah, I bet I said that. And I was like, yeah, you did. And what about that? And he was like, and when do you want to start? And I looked at myself, looked at him, noticed I was wearing my scrubs already, my cute little, you know, thing. And I was like, now? What about now? And he was, of course, yes, now. And thank God, he's the chief, he's not able to, you know, visit that big amount of patients. So that 5th year resident was like, Sophia, come with me, because they asked my name and everything, and I went with him. Okay, that's the anecdote. How was the intensive care unit? That's another thing that if you want me to, I can talk about. Intense, definitely. But I learned a lot, and that was fantastic. And all of this is something great, and I'm so lucky I've been through it, because I definitely just said I was doing something and ended up showing up. And here's the thing, here's what I want to share with you guys, and here's how to save your summer, because I just remember too many summers wasted on my back, and I can't stand that. Do you know what? Do you want me to tell you what's the thing about how to really go through a great summer that you feel, you know, fulfilled after, and that you feel you haven't wasted, you did lots of things that you wanted to? So the key for that is thinking of something realistic. Look at me choosing July for the first option when I was clearly going to be devastated after the whole year. Bad idea. That's frustrating. The most frustrating thing you can find is also, you know, signing up for things you're not even able to do because you're physically not allowed. For instance, I want to go to the gym the whole summer. Are you going to go on vacation? What are you going to be doing? Be realistic about your goal for this summer so that you can achieve it. I wasn't realistic at the beginning, and I found myself struggling, and I felt even worse that imagine if I wouldn't even have ever said that I was coming for extra practice, I would be just fine. But I said I was going, and after that I said I was going on a bad timing, and ended up not going on that timing, and that's what generates frustration. Please, we're trying to film something here. Thank you. Gosh. So, saying you're going to do something and never getting it done, that's the problem. What do I mean with this? Prepare yourself for realistic goals. Because you know something? We're obsessed here in medical school with being productive, with doing bigger things and better and more and more. Have you ever thought of this goal called actually recovering from medical school? I truly believe that if you commit to say, I'm gonna go to the beach every 2 or 3 days during summer, you will feel fulfillment. I swear you will, because it's something you said you will do. It's for your mental health, for your recovery, and it's fantastic. You don't have to be on extra rotation just like I did. That's my thing. I clearly highly recommend it to you, but that's not compulsory. That's definitely not compulsory. That's up to you. But try to focus on realistic goals for the summer, because getting some rest is also a fantastic goal. But if you want to get in better shape, or I don't know, whatever, be realistic. Say this summer I will be training 3 weeks for sure, and then you will get surprising yourself, because after those 3 that you were realistic about and you accomplished, you will feel more energetic about the 3 next, and you probably might be finishing the summer with 6 weeks of training. What do you think about that? That's fantastic. I mean, even if your goal is to relax, I truly believe that you have to own it and follow through. That's the only key for success during summer. Crazy, right? Yeah, I know you were expecting for an incredible plan, but the plan is plan on realistic and achievable goals. That's it. Well, I could talk about many other things, but since it's the first time I'm directly filming through and not gonna edit this video, I don't know how long has been going, so I'm gonna end this here. I have many other, anecdotes or stuff, and we're gonna keep them for next videos. Let me know in comments what do you think about what I just shared with you. I would love to know I don't know if it was useful somehow or whatever. And thank you very much for watching. I highly encourage you to set realistic goals for yourself, and you don't have to do difficult things. Resting, it's also a super important thing to do during summer. So prepare your vacation. Don't be obsessed and feel guilty about saying I will be doing this and not doing it. You're fine. Get some rest, because next year, crazy. Thanks for watching. Bye.